everyone, welcome to Pokémon Movie Club. This month we are discussing Pokémon Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction, which is the 17th Pokémon film. First in the XY...
Or is it the 16th?
I know it's the 17th. I don't know, I went to the right folder to get the images on the layout, which...
Movie 17.
Movie 17, there we go. So, just quickly, if you have not seen it, you can get it on a variety of platforms. Manga UK distribute in the UK, Viz in America. Sometimes you can find stuff on Pokemon TV, Netflix. You can read it on Kindle, Comixology. There's also iTunes, Google. There is so many places you can watch and absorb Pokemon movies. So, and on the display there, you got the box art. So you got the 3-pack DVD, the DVD single, and the manga cover. So yeah, you got plenty of ways to get involved. As always, this show will contain spoilers. If you haven't seen the film, I advise you go see the film first and then come back and watch this afterwards, because this will be on YouTube as well when we're done. So, Joe.
That's my name.
This is the movie. Oh, and I'm joined by Joe and Toby.
You are?
Yeah, one day
That's
I'll
some
get...
great introduction.
Yeah, one day I'll get this whole intro thing right. I just kind of...
Right on the last one we do.
The last one, yeah.
Because we don't have many more left.
No, this is because we started revisiting all the new ones with the Zero Oro movie, The Power of Us. So we've got like 3 left after this.
Yep. Pupa, Volcanion, and
I Choose You.
And then Coco once it's
Whenever that happens.
out in the world, whenever in the world.
So,
Yeah.
Joe, would you like to tell us about this film, please? There are a lot of little quirky...
Yes, I
about
have
this
a lot
one.
to say with
A
this
lot
one.
of quirky things
Now, this
going on with
movie
this
was
film.
released on July 19th, 2014. It was the first movie in the Pokemon X and Y series for 6th generation. It introduced Mega Diancie, Diancie and Mega Diancie. This was in the run-up to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, so Mega Diancie was revealed for this movie. It came with a Pikachu short, which is called Pikachu, What Keys Are These?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's not on the DVDs. It was on
No.
Pokemon TV a few times.
Wait, so X and Y were already out at this
Yes.
point. So it'd come out about 9 months previous.
Yes.
And we were about to get Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire,
Yes.
so Diancie
And Mega Diancie was revealed for it.
for this film.
Yes.
So that was the only new thing
Yes.
going on, right?
And the Pikachu short was focused on Klefki, using its keys to go through various worlds, like a Darkrai world, a Victini world, a Manaphy world, things like that. It had a special short episode, which also accompanied this. It was called Diancie, Princess of the Diamond Domain. It actually was a prequel to this movie, well, a sequel and a prequel. Sequel to the, Cold Start, and a prequel to the rest of it, featuring Diancie, Dace, Merrick, and the other Carbink going through and hunting for Xerneas, but they, have some hijinks. There was also a 3DS game released for it called Band of Thieves and 1000 Pokemon, which you can see here. Now, this was a game which only came out in Japan, and it required Street Pass to complete. So you Street Pass to other people who are playing the game, and you collected Chespin, Fennekin, or Froakie, and using that you then went on various stages. Permit me to demonstrate. You select the amount of Pokemon, and they will just go through. Skip. Story.
So a movie with its own game.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it
I
only
didn't know
came
any
out
of
in
this.
Japan. You not know about this game?
No, I don't even
I remember
really
Joe
know.
not happy because he had to, complete it.
And you see all the
somehow.
Fennekin moving about.
So what's the
Zooming in,
goal of this
and
game exactly?
They find a wild Pancham. And basically,
What was the goal
the
of the
Pancham, they all fight, you lose a couple of your Pokemon, and you send in more of the Pokemon to fight off the hordes.
Yeah, Joe's got a Japanese 3DS for work, so...
And you get through the stage, you beat the boss, and you have to continue on more and more.
Is it a bit like that Street Pass, I want to say Battle
Kind
game?
of.
Yeah?
But it's very automatic. And you needed to Street Pass with people who had Chespin or Fennekin or Froakie, because you could only pick one to start with, and those were the ones you collected as standard. And then you had to get others from Street Passing them, and so it wouldn't really work outside of Japan because Street Pass wasn't as big. And it basically told a
Street
story.
Pass was big.
Not as big as in Japan.
Sure.
And it just basically told some story of like the thieves, and you just go through and you face off various Pokemon. And I actually have a very lovely section for it on Cerebi, including
So
complete stage listings.
where did this film fit in with the anime? Serena has long hair,
Serena has long hair.
so we
It
can narrow it
was
down to the beginning.
just after they helped Karina with her Mega Lucario. Ash just caught Hawlucha. Then this episode aired.
Okay.
And it's after the second gym, before the third gym.
Good stuff. And it came out in July. I don't think you
Yes, I did say that.
Okay. So, new Pokemon, we got Mega Diancie, and now Joe reads
I
the
have a
blurb.
dramatic reading
The
now.
dramatic reading of the blurb.
In the underground diamond domain, where many Carbink, including one called Merrick, live, the mythical Pokemon Diancie serves as ruler. The heart diamond that sustains the land is beginning to fall apart, and Diancie is not yet strong enough to create a new one. While seeking help from the legendary Pokemon Xerneas, Diancie encounters a group of thieves who want to take control of its diamond-producing power, and who awaken the legendary Pokemon Yveltal from its cocoon, and in the process... Oh, there was no and there. For some reason I put... Can Ash and his friends help Diancie discover its true power, stop Yveltal's rampage, and save a diamond domain? That's why I put and there, because it was... And there you go. I butchered that.
Cool. Right then, this is an interesting one. So, this film starts and we go straight into the title. And that, I don't think has ever happened. Oh, because it's usually just a bit of, intro-y stuff and then the title. But no, straight into the title, and we learn about Princess Diancie in Carbink in the mine, and the Carbink are... There's loads of Carbink, and two are called Merrick and Elder. Joe...
The elder's called Dace.
Okay, Dace. What, really? Like,
Yeah.
when did that... You're still looking up that Street Pass game?
I mean, just look at the awesomeness of my section. That's all.
Okay. So they're all in a
Only 5
mine,
people have looked at that section.
and they talk with Toby's favourite. How do they talk, Toby?
It's telepathy.
It's telepathy. And
That's an excuse that we're gonna hear at least another 2 times over the next 2 films, and I'm so mad because it doesn't suit any.
Diancie has a mouth. She doesn't need to. Like, she can talk. So yeah, first things we see in the mine, lots of crystals everywhere, and they're 3D, which it seems to be a common thing with Pokemon films. They start by showing off 3D stuff. They try and put 3D in at every opportunity. It works well here. I mean, they kind of have a good balance at this point, and the diamonds look really good in 3D. There's
If anything, they look too good.
it looks too good. There's a bit later on in the film that involves a lot of diamonds, and I think it was quite solid and smooth overall. Generally, a very pretty looking film. So there is this big diamond called the Heart Diamond, and the diamond is gonna die one day, and it's up to Diancie to make another one, pretty much. And to do that, Diancie has to go and see Xerneas for its, is it fairy aura?
Yeah. Which I did like when later on it did activate. You could see all the fairy Pokemon, including Dedenne, react to it, and I thought that was a nice touch.
That was a nice touch. So we see the world of Pokemon at this point, which showed a lot of Mega Pokemon. It was kind of cool, and it was just like going through lots of Pokemon and scanning. And Joe made a very valid point that that's what when he looks at Pokemon, that's how he processes everything.
Especially when there's big groups of them.
Yeah, like when Joe has to document group scenes of Pokemon in anime, he doesn't like that. And
It's just too many, too quick.
Too many.
That's why I memorised all the national Pokedex numbers. I mean, it's not why, but it's beneficial.
So, out of the world of Pokemon, we see do you know what? I never learnt the names of the thieves.
One's called Riot. He's got the Greninja.
Greninja guy and
Marilyn is the one with the Delphox.
those two.
Millis is the one with the Chestnut, and her father is Argus.
We don't go on to those two yet. We're just talking about Greninja
Oh, I'm just telling
and
you.
Delphox.
Oh.
Greninja guy and Delphox dame. Are
Yeah, there you go.
around
And then,
doing
you know, we see them chasing Diancie around
And that is the movie.
a town. Yeah, and that's pretty much the movie. So these thieves are chasing Diancie around. I've lost where I was in my notes now.
that really is the movie, Marty. That really is the movie.
That really is the movie. And then Ash, after a battle with a Mega Absol, which was kind of cool.
With the trainer Astrid, Ash then later battles and defeats in the Kalos Pokemon League, so he gets a rematch.
That's cool.
You'd think in this little town situation that mother and child would appear, but I'm sorry, mother and child fans, they're not in this film.
Are they not in this one at all?
No, but they did appear in an anime episode about 2 months after this, so...
It's not the same. They have been in like all the films for a while, and now they're not in this one. So -1 point for this film, like for not keeping that little Easter egg. Not impressed. So after beating that Mega Absol trainer, Pikachu is like, "Oh, I hear something," and then they run away. They find Diancie. They save Diancie from the thieves, and then. Before you know it, Team Rocket still Diancie. And then when Diancie's in Team Rocket's possession, the chestnut girl saves the Diancie. And it feels like a bit of a theme. Everyone just wants to steal Diancie. And at this point in the film, I'm like, kind of bored. Not really an awful lot happened. Toby, do you want to chime in at this point?
So Diancie doesn't even escape Team Rocket so much as it does just sort of wander away from Team Rocket and the Chesper Girl, and ends up with Ash and the gang. And Ash and all of his friends apparently have no idea what the value of diamonds are.
No.
And they're just so pure and innocent that they don't care. They're just like, oh, well, I'll tell you what, Diancie, what we care about is being your friend.
Throw a Master Ball.
You're a mythical Pokemon. I don't care about catching you, even though I want to be a Pokemon
And Dice
master.
just walks around the town
you
and
can
nobody
talk. I don't want to question it.
looks.
We're going to put you in front of people. Nobody looks twice.
Nobody looks twice.
Eventually, they go to a shopping centre and they're like, let's go shopping because that's the most compelling reason we can have to have some hijinks in a shopping centre.
It's what I've got down here. It's like they just trust Diancie enough to take a bus to the middle of nowhere. They don't know where they're going. They're just trusting this wild Pokemon that they've just met. They get on a bus to I don't know where, stay in the middle of somewhere, then get a boat somewhere.
Ash and the gang are not aware that they're in a movie at the point that they're in this Pokemon movie. There's no sense of awe, there's no sense of scale. Anyway, the Diancie, they go to this mall. Clemont creates a ladder that is so dangerous. It's so dangerously tall. And Ash definitely shouldn't have survived. It doesn't matter.
And all Ash says on the top of it is like, wow, science is so amazing when he's like wobbling and hanging on for dear life.
Right now.
But what was the point in that whole mall scene?
To know. Eventually, the plot returns in the form of the Carbinks, and the Carbinks are like, Diancie's actually on a top secret mission to find Xerneas, and Ash is just like, why didn't you say so? Let's go meet Xerneas. And they're like, oh, Xerneas is in this forest. It's very, very dangerous. Ah, no problem. They find Xerneas.
Ash did actually know before the Carbink appeared that Diancie was going to meet Xerneas.
Oh, this is true. This is true. He did know this, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, okay. We'll get back on with the plot." Do you know what? I'm sorry if the details of this film are a muddle to me. It just kind of all blurs into one.
Yeah.
Anyway, they get to the forest, and Xerneas is there, but so is Yveltal, and everyone comes back to try and kidnap Diancie, and clumsily they end up waking up Yveltal. Is that not correct? Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I've got here, so they trust Diancie enough to take a bus and then a boat, and then they got splashed by some Buizel, and this I kind of appreciate. They did actually then change clothes. They did actually change clothes on the boat, and I'm like, okay, they did that. I appreciate that. But then they go to a mall, and then Diancie, Bonnie, and Serena just go play dress up and just go into lots of shops and wear costumes and stuff, which I don't think was relevant at all. And then Carbink find Diancie in the mall, and then the thieves show up, and then the chestnut. I always put chestnut. So if I say chestnut instead of chestnut, that's why. Chestnut girl shows up and then saves Diancie again. It just happens a lot, like the girl on screen. Which we then later on find out she's a thief as well. And you just can't trust anyone in this film. And my phone has just gone off. Screen back on, please. So yeah, they all go underground, and the heart diamond is dying. So time is running out for Diancie to save the heart diamond and find Xerneas to make Diancie strong enough to make another one. And so, and then they find out by the Carbink that a major catastrophe happened that destroyed everything living, which at this point I think is a very common thing in Pokemon films. Something major happened and there's an area where everything's been destroyed and nothing's living. I feel like we've been here before.
We've been here before, yeah.
And that was caused by Yveltal, and now it's cocooned. Haha, that's the name of the film. It's cocooned there. So they find a neutral 3D Xerneas, so Xerneas with the blue ears, antlers, whatever you want to call them. But it runs away. It don't want to know. And Diancie's like chasing after it, then it falls over, and the Xerneas stops and then talks to Diancie. Is like, oh, I know why you're here, and grants Diancie's wish and runs off again. At this point, Chestnut Girl turns up again,
Yes.
but to steal Diancie. What?
Her name.
Okay, don't matter. To steal Diancie, and then all the thieves are there, and they all start battling. It's just everyone's trying to steal Diancie for the diamonds, but Diancie's diamonds, they all disappear because Diancie's not strong enough, which is why Xerneas needs to make Diancie stronger so the diamonds last. So there's a big battle, everyone starts battling each other, which wakes up Yveltal, as Toby mentioned, and they're all still trying to steal Diancie, and Yveltal goes a bit nuts in the process. Diancie, soon after this, Mega Evolves and makes a big heart diamond, and then de-evolves back. Honestly, that's pretty much the film.
The movie.
That's
the movie.
pretty much the movie. And Xerneas comes back to help at this point, and man, it's just boring. Like, I just don't know how to read my notes to make it interesting.
That's because it's Marty. Oh my goodness. Right. Let's first of all, why can all Carbink talk?
Can all Carbink talk?
In the second movie,
You only heard
there was
American
one
dates,
Slowking
really.
that could talk. Oh, so there's 3 Carbinks that can talk.
I could only
Okay.
remember hearing 2.
Diancie is like a mutated Carbink.
Yes,
Pretty
that is in the
much.
Pokédex.
Where's that story here?
Yeah, they could have done something with that.
If Diancie's the princess, who's the king and queen?
Yeah, where did Diancie even come from?
if their zone that they live in is the diamond domain and they're made out of diamonds, then isn't that like a person living in a place that's like body parts? I don't know. Weird stuff. Don't like it. Very morbid. Why is there suddenly fairy aura? Why is the movie called The Cocoon of Destruction when the Cocoon of Destruction is barely in it? Xerneas is more relevant to the film.
Yeah, it's barely a thing. Oh, Joe, I think there's reasoning for this then, is there? But yeah, like, Yveltal's
Why
not...
is Yveltal a point
was
of
Yveltal
focus?
the reason that the Heart Diamond died in the first place?
I mean, you could argue that, yeah.
You could argue that.
Why is
but I
there
don't-
now a heart diamond that specifically exists for this film and is not mentioned again in Pokemon lore? Or how about the fairy aura,
Okay,
which
no,
I think
it's
maybe
the
gets
same.
revisited?
What's it called in Japanese?
The Cocoon of Destruction and Diancie.
Yeah, there you go. I
mean, even the logo is very similar in
the last
Japanese to
note.
English.
The last note I've got. Diancie makes Heart Diamond underground. Everyone is happy. The end.
The end. The end. Is it specified because Yveltal doesn't destroy everything? It destroys everything within, like, I guess, a certain range.
Yeah,
Well,
just a little.
it's
little
Oblivion
circle
Wing.
Of,
Right.
It's
sure.
Oblivion Wing is what turns everything to stone and
Sure.
whatnot.
Which is
Including
great as a
Pikachu.
bit of lore and horrible as a game
yeah,
mechanic.
just turn
but
like everything
yeah.
to stone.
why are the carbines?
Again.
Why do they have different forms?
They're just different appearances, not forms.
So you can tell them apart.
Yeah. Like the
See,
older,
I can
he's
sort
got
of
the
forget
big
that.
plume.
It's like
Yeah,
not all
okay.
humans look the same.
This movie is, if you can call it that, is a marketing opportunity for the 3 Kalos starters and their
Wait, hold up,
evolutions.
Toby. A Pokemon anime
Careful.
movie, a marketing opportunity
Look,
for the games. Are you
This
sure
film-
about that?
this film is here to say a few things, and certainly it's not there to have a story. It's here to say, look at the starters, look at their evolution, look at Mega Evolution, look at Xerneas and Yveltal, here's a new mythical Pokemon, we're going to be doing more Mega Evolutions. in
Download
future.
the game to get a
Buy our
Master Ball.
games. Buy our games. That is it. That is all this film does. It is not a film. There is...
Okay, question.
Okay.
In previous films, we've felt that the legendary Pokemon that they basically had to make a story around and interlink together. Do you think this is the worst way we've seen legendary Pokemon kind of linked together and a weak
Xerneas
story?
and Yveltal, they didn't really appear much in the anime either.
X and
I mean,
Y, there was only 4 legendary Pokemon to catch.
Yeah, that game's okay.
Mewtwo,
Yeah.
either Xerneas or Yveltal, a bird, and Zygarde. 5.
Wait.
4.
Hang on. Mewtwo appears in...
X
in
and
the
Y.
game.
In the game.
Yeah, in the game. Yeah. Yeah,
so
super low
X and
legendary.
Y were very light on legendary
And
pickings
Sun,
anyway.
Sun and Moon kind of overcompensated with that.
Oh yeah,
There's
and
just-
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
I just feel like there's not a story here.
Not really, no.
It's a story of a young girl who's unable to, use her powers, and she has to go out, and it turns out she has it all along because she creates a little diamond, which is a Diancite.
That Bonnie had in her bag. I mean, there's just not really much to say, but I like Diancie.
It's a coming of age story.
What? No!
I like Diancie, but I just felt the story was just pretty weak. Oh, and then the thieves, which we don't really know much about, the character development wasn't really there. Did we all see the credits? Did you see the
Yeah.
credits? They
Yeah.
get engaged. Like,
And the other ones run a chocolate shop now.
she's in a store, like one of those fashion stores, clothes
Don't
shops,
care.
and then it seems like she just got a telling off, and then the guy shows up and then just proposes to her. She's at work, time and a place, man.
She's
That's
about to
not-
get fired.
I can't help but feel like Bonnie and Clement add nothing to the film. That there was no point in having the thief characters because Jesse and James exist and they serve the same function.
They are thieves.
And you should really just give them more screen time. If you want to have the evolutions of the starters in the film, just have some other character with them in. Have Ash battle someone with them in. And I will say, of credit where it's due, the opening battle is really evocative of like the early movies where Ash will be having a battle and the theme music will be playing.
Yeah.
And
I think that's kind of is trope the right word? There's always Ash battling at the start. I think that's something that always
really liked that battle, and the music is
it was a good battle.
It was a good
so
battle.
I will give that scene
and it looks good.
10 out of 10.
It looks solid graphically.
It looks great. I'll give that scene a 10 out of 10, and I'll give the rest of the film a 1 out of 10. And I'm sorry, I don't even know what else I've got to contribute on this. Like the overall film, it's not good, guys. Maybe this film hit 3 out of 10 overall. I
wouldn't say it's that bad.
Oh, come on. Look, when you compare it to the other Pokemon films in the franchise, I was already pretty about the Keldeo movie. This is such a step down from the Keldeo movie. And I like Pokemon. I like Pokemon films. They always have some kind of charm. But unless this is the first... Yeah, because it didn't really feel...
Was it the Swords of Justice and Kyurem, wasn't it? That was another one that I felt like the link between the two sets legendaries, I wasn't really feeling it, and it wasn't...
The link between Diancie and Xerneas is through for Fairy Aura.
It's so weak.
Is it though? Diancie needs to power up. Fairy Aura boosts the power of moves from fairy Pokemon, fairy type moves.
And they were pushing
actually,
fairies.
They're pushing a Diamond Storm, which is rock type. So.
It's fine. But I mean, it's just such a. I'm sorry to be so negative. Like I say, that opening battle with the original music is great. Not just because it's the original music, the battle.
I mean, you realised that was the music of the anime at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Japan, it wasn't Misase Pokemon Master.
It's totally fantastic. But there's so much that doesn't work about the film that I'm...
What would you have done to change it?
I would...
Harbinks wouldn't speak. Diancie wouldn't speak. Diancie, these hunters that are hunting for it, if you're going to keep them in, they're going to be like the Pokemon poachers from the 4th movie, and we learn about Diancie's power not through it telling us, but through us hearing these thieves.
That is true. There was a lot of exposition.
You know, it's
there was just no character development with the
thieves. It's so dumbed down. And the idea that thieves keep on taking Diancie and it's not producing the diamonds, and that's a problem. And maybe they even let it slip back into the hands of Ash and the gang, and while around friends, it starts producing diamonds, and they're like, aha, now we can get it. There's so many ways you could make this film even slightly more interesting. Xerneas and Yveltal's inclusion was actually my favorite bit of the film aside from the battle, but it's not. It's like it's a different film, you know.
If it felt a bit
basically, you spent an hour waiting for something to happen, and when it did, you're like, oh.
Yeah, Xerneas, like they finally meet, and Xerneas grants a wish like straight away. Then it's just more.
And why can Xerneas talk, but Yveltal doesn't?
Yveltal just woke up from a nap and is angry.
He's angry. That's a very good point, though.
If his eyes were glowing.
If Xerneas can talk, Yveltal should be able to talk.
He just didn't want to talk. He hadn't had his coffee yet. It's like the guy in Viridian City.
Oh, come on.
It's, disappointing. And then no mother and child in it. Could they not have... They could have just put them in the credits or the town scene at the beginning. I even saw an Eevee walk past and I thought, oh, was that the bit with mother and child? Because I just missed it. But Joe looked it up online afterwards and no, it's not. They didn't even put the mother and child. How did they forget that? How many films were they in before
Maybe they were in a scene which got cut.
Wow, they should have.
Because, you know, they ran out of
Something
time.
about that. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't really have much more to add on that.
I don't know what else to say about this. A disappointing start for the XY movie trilogy.
Check out the IMDb review from the guy.
Yeah, alright, let's see. Oh, no, IMDb.
I think this might be the worst film.
I don't know.
I don't...
Not while Mewtwo Strikes Back exists. I'm kidding.
The Celebi one, Pokemon 4.
Alright.
Dare you.
That's the worst
What?
one.
Dare you.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. Dark yet uplifting due to powerful characters, beautiful friendship, and a very gentle ending. Please tell me this is a joke review.
That's
Are you
not,
reading something
that's not the
else?
same. It's
No, it's not the same guy. Hang on.
okay.
Uh,
Yvetel, so like 3%. But yeah, Yvetel just wasn't really in it.
oh,
either.
wow. There's someone on IMDb who loves this movie. 3 out of 10. Pokemon Retrospective Part 17. I agree.
They gave it 3 out of 10. I mean, maybe I'd give it.
I'd give it a
I
5.
feel. Oh, that makes it.
As has become common in these films, the story is not about Ash, but about some Pokemon he comes across, in this case Diancie. She is the princess of an underground kingdom that has the power to create gems, which are somehow needed to keep subterranean life stable. With her attempts to create a giant crystal fail, she goes above ground where she immediately is hunted by after 3 or 4 different parties, depending on whether you count Team Rocket. She's saved by Ash, who so it's probably reading the summary of the plot is probably more exciting than watching it play out, and certainly more economical. It is nice to have a main character that goes through some actual, if superficial, development, but the execution feels so tired and workmanlike. There isn't even enough plot to fill this mercifully short runtime, making the film
Yes,
feel less.
how
It
long
was
is
short
the
because
film?
it had the Pikachu short in Japan.
Making the film feel less like an epic quest and more like a sightseeing tour through Canada. Okay, this guy's got beef with Canada for some reason. Seeing the story was actually conceived on one, if I may not be far from the point. Okay, alright. Let's see.
But yeah, I did feel that it was a really short runtime. It felt short. I
Yeah.
don't know what the
It's
actual
because
runtime is because it doesn't
they had the
say.
Pikachu short. I think this is the last one which had a Pikachu short.
You've said that before, I swear.
Yeah, and they stopped, and then they brought it back for this one.
I only have a
A
combined
combined
runtime. But I did.
I'd say it'd be about 72 minutes.
I feel like it was only like 45.
No, it was more than that.
Because.
So the reviews are a little all over the place. The highest sort of being 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 at the top, and the lowest being 1 out of 10. But it's pretty mixed, but it hovers around that 3 to 5 area, and
76
I think
76
5's generous.
minutes.
That was close.
Wow.
What? But I can read that.
No, that it was 76 minutes. It felt shorter. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Victini's in the short that we didn't get to see. Aww.
And there was a poll for which Pokemon to distribute. Victini was one of the options, but Darkrai won.
Darkrai always wins. I swear Darkrai and Rayquaza are the most distributed Pokemon. I swear. Right, so yeah, that was this film. I would say I would not recommend it. And
No.
I struggle to think of a Pokemon film I didn't enjoy as much as this one. I just was waiting for something to happen.
I could agree with
Exciting.
you. If you want to watch just the opening battle with Ash, do. But the scene preceding it with Diancie talking to Carbink, if that doesn't put you off the rest of it, then yeah, that's all you need to see. If you liked that scene, then go on, you'll love the movie.
But there's not much Yveltal in it, if that's why you want to watch the film.
That's gotta be a marketing thing, right? Like, oh, we don't want people because Diancie is stereotypically quite feminine in appearance, and maybe the Cocoon of Destruction was to make it appeal to that
Scary.
That young lad audience that are like, oh, we don't want it to look too girly for all the young boys who are playing Pokemon because that's a large part of their viewer base.
Yeah.
So maybe we add Cocoon of the Destruction. Even though if it was just honest and just told me that it was a film about fairy aura, I would have got behind it.
I don't know
to
what I
actually
would have
send
done differently. I mean, it can't be easy to try and interlink all the legendaries, and still Zygarde's not in this film, and they could have done that. Has Zygarde come up in the new ones? Okay. Zygarde still has time to shine.
Zygarde
But-
shone during the anime itself. It had an entire arc to itself.
Yeah.
True.
And that arc was better than every single Pokemon X and Y movie. If you put the final arc after the League with the Team Flare and everything
It wasn't bad,
into
actually.
one
That's good.
long
I saw that,
episode,
yeah.
about 100 minutes, it would have made an amazing movie.
Yeah.
I actually watched that as a movie. I hadn't seen any of X, Y, and Z, and I watched the final Kalos battle and then everything following it, just in a row on Netflix, and I was like, "This is great. This is awesome. I should totally watch the XYZ anime."
Well, you just saw the best bits.
But at that point, I was like, "Oh, I've seen the end of it. I don't really care that much." But yeah, it was cool.
That's true.
It would have made a really good movie.
I know they were trying to promote Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire with Diancie. It was just a shame it wasn't like a... I might have even been happier with it standard Yveltal versus Xerneas version exclusives.
I'm gonna, I guess, because I feel, are we sort of coming to the end of the
Yeah,
show?
we'll
Is
wrap
that
up
it?
now. We haven't really got anything else
Well,
to say. So, thumbs down from me. Thumbs
Thumbs
down.
diagonal for me.
And I'm gonna go ahead and just a little bit. I've already watched the next one. I watched it yesterday because I was dreading it, and
The next one.
I can't remember it,
I'll
honestly.
try to bring as much joy as I can next month.
But we got the Blu-ray.
I
going
liked
forward.
it. It
We've
was
got-
like a kaiju movie.
We've got Blu-rays going forward. Oh, I think I remember it.
Yeah, the one which has every single legend known to exist.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be
We'll get
interesting.
there when we get
We'll
there.
get there
We'll
when we get there. And when are we getting there?
May 15th.
May 15th.
Woo!
May 15th. We will be back on Twitch to talk to you all about the film, what we do and don't like about it, and to see what you guys have got to say. So please watch or read the film, and here are all a handful of platforms again. You got Pokemon TV, which, by the way, they are putting lots of films on Pokemon TV lately. So keep an eye on Pokemon TV because they're
They've
free.
got 7 on there at the
They got
moment.
7 of the films on there at the moment. Maggie UK, Viz, Netflix. I can't remember what was on Netflix at the moment. And then you can also read them because they're in manga form as well, and we do like reading manga. So yeah, there are plenty of ways to get involved for the next show. So that said, so goodbye from us on YouTube. We're going to carry on the party on Twitch. So see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.